Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests
and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Happy Pride Month 2026, Legitibiquois. You've heard that term before, Legitibiquois?
No.
It's like LGBTQIA, Legitibiquois. They try to make it sound French. I forget where that came from. I think a commercial.
I thought you was really saying something in French. I was like, okay,
no,
that's what we on now.
I mean, Legitibiquois.
Bonjour.
Nah.
We then to you too.
I mean, shit, the fuck. Happy Pride, queers and steers, and welcome to a new week here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. What's going on, Miss Lyric?
Not too much. Can't complain. Feel better this week. Thank God.
I know that's right. Everything good?
Yep, everything's grand.
How did the soft opening go?
Soft opening went cool, yes. And right after I had that, we started getting more things. So there's more stuff in here. It's starting to come together. Literally almost finished. I think the last few things is we gotta get the carpet done in the recording booth. We'll probably do that this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to finish soundproofing, and then we're pretty much done.
I can't wait to come see everything during the grand opening. What kind of foot traffic have you been getting?
A lot. Bands have been coming in and out of here.
That's
like
good.
Crazy.
That is good for business.
Which is a good thing. I'm trying to get the other things popping, like the band rehearsals, like the lessons and all the rest of the services that we offer. So I know it's going to take some time. We're going to get there.
Good to hear. My week it's been decent. I was sick last weekend. God knows. I finally pulled out of it, and now I'm getting back into the swing of things, but I ain't quite there yet. I'm gonna give it another week before I wild out, but I do have some things to do this weekend. So we doing? I guess that's the mood. Who do you want to be like when you grow up this week?
Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out, shall we?
We shall.
Oh, man. I keep having a lot of them to choose from. That's not bad.
Me too.
But let's see. I'll keep it short and sweet this week. This week, I want to be like Little Miss Paris Epps.
Okay.
She is a 7-year-old black girl from Tulsa, Oklahoma, who made history as the first black girl to win the Tiny Miss Princess of America title.
That's big, especially in Tulsa, because you know they don't like niggas there. Woo. No.
Okay. Isn't she precious?
She is adorable.
I want to do too.
Sure.
Another one I want to grow up to be like is 13-year-old Alina Anali McWhorter, who made history as the youngest black student ever to be accepted into a United States medical school.
Work.
Now 17, this brilliant young queen has already graduated high school and earned a master's degree, interned at NASA, founded the Brown STEM Girl to inspire other girls of color, and continues blazing trails in medicine and science.
These kids are amazing.
Beg your pardon, you got your master's?
These kids are amazing. You know what I was doing at 17? Or even at 13. 13, I was eating cereal and playing with toys and acting like I wasn't. Oh, wow, she is gorgeous. Look at her.
I'm not telling y'all what I was doing at 17. That's mind y'all fucking business.
Oh, man. Okay, kid theme. So when I grow up, I want to be like the lovely people over at ACLU that have come up with civil rights and freedoms lessons taught early for kids. According to ACLU.org, Know Your Rights University is an animated series that teaches kids lessons about civics, constitutional rights, and free expression. KYRU makes learning fun and comes at a time when being able to fully engage in our communities couldn't be more critical. Did I mention the characters in this series are black? Like Mr. C, the teacher, he even has dreads.
Clock it.
Yeah, it's so impactful and yeah, cute too. I mean, ACLU, so duh, but I thought this was a really dope way to get kids engaged early. Like, in my opinion, yes, we want kids to be able to be kids and maintain their innocence for as long as possible, but being brought up, knowing right from wrong should include lessons about civil and constitutional rights. According to the site and the article on ACLU.org, KYRU was developed to make learning about our rights and freedoms fun, empowering, and accessible for children and families. At a time when our rights and freedoms are increasingly under attack, civil participation and public understanding has never been more important. So, shout outs to the people over at the American Civil Liberties Union. We love you and good job.
Indeed.
All right, let's turn up the mess. Ready to answer some letters?
Yes.
Okie dokie. If it were lyric. Up next. We'll be right back.
So I've been thinking about something for a while, and I finally went and looked it up. Why is the MLK Street in every city in the hood? And I always assumed the reason was the same thing I assumed about a lot of Black history in this country. You know? Which is that the white people in charge stuck Martin Luther King Jr.'s name on a street that nobody important would have to look at. And it turns out part of that is true. But of course, like anything, it's way more complicated. So here's what I found out. After King was killed in 1968, it was actually Black communities that were pushing for streets to be named after him. Not the federal government, not the white mayors, it was us. Black ministers, Black civic groups, Black newspapers, the Black political organizations that existed in those cities. They wanted King memorialized on streets that meant something to us. And the streets that meant something to us were very specific streets. They were the streets where Black-owned businesses were. The Black churches, the Black banks, the corridors that held Black life in a city that had not let us have much else. Those were our main streets. So when Black communities asked to rename a street after Dr. King, those were the streets they were asking about. We were saying, put his name on a street that's already ours. And I actually love that part of the story. But here's the part that complicates it. In a lot of cities, Black communities also ask for Dr. King's name to go on the city's main street, not just the Black main street. The actual main street, the downtown one. The one the courthouse sits on. The one the mayor drives down every day. And in city after city, white residents and white council members refused. Kansas City, Missouri is a good example. In 2018, the Kansas City Council voted to rename the Paseo, one of the city's most historic and prominent boulevards. They wanted to rename it Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Black ministers and Black community leaders had pushed for it for years. The council approved it and signs went up. Then a group of mostly white residents organized a petition to put the renaming on the ballot. In November 2019, less than a year after the renaming, the voters overturned it. The Paseo went back to being the Paseo. Kansas City became the only major American city to ever take Martin Luther King Jr.'s name off a street. Portland, Oregon went through something similar in 1989. The city renamed Union Avenue to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. White residents organized a ballot initiative to undo it. The initiative failed, but barely. And the fight made clear what was actually being asked. Black communities were asking for Dr. King's name on a city street, and white residents were saying no. A geographer named Derek Alderman at the University of Tennessee, he's been studying this pattern for decades. He documented it city after city, block after block. Black communities ask for the main street. White residents object. City council compromises by moving the renaming into the Black part of town. And honestly, that's what I can't get past. Because that means Dr. King's name was only allowed in places that the rest of the city didn't have to look at. The honor was conditional. The honor was contained. We could have him on the corner of our neighborhood, but we couldn't have him on the corner of theirs. In the 57 years since they've decided to put his name on those streets, the country has refused to do almost anything he was asking for. The redlining stayed, the divestment stayed. The factories left, the schools stayed underfunded. The grocery stores stayed gone. The hospital stayed closed. Houses on those streets have lost their value for 60 years because of the decisions that the federal government made. So now you drive down MLK Boulevard and you see what you see. Boarded up storefronts, empty lots, schools that look like nobody loves them. A neighborhood the rest of the city has decided not to visit. And the explanation for what you're looking at is not on the people that live there. The explanation is the country. Dr. King was killed in April of 1968. He was supporting sanitation workers who were on strike, striking for fair wages and safer working conditions. He was about to march on Washington, with a multiracial coalition demanding housing, jobs, and a guaranteed income. The country has not done any of it. But, they did put his name on a street, in a neighborhood that the rest of the city doesn't have to drive through.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would if it were Lyric.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Miss Lyric, and I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric, where I discuss your relationships, situationships, friendships, and everything in between, and I give my 2 cents about it. Now, if you want to continue sending me your advice, questions, and stories, please send them to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now, let's get into it.
Is I'm going first this week?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. I don't want to judge this one. You know what? If there's nothing that life is teaching us right now, is that everybody is not in the same place. So I'm not going to judge people for asking questions about where they are. But you know what? I'm just going to let you answer it. Dear Lyric, I've been a listener of the show now for about a year and have a good time when I'm working out, cleaning up, or just riding to work listening to you both. I recently went to a kind of new friend's house to get my hair colored. We met through a girlfriend of mine. While I was there, I used her shower to rinse the color out of my hair in between processes. She doesn't have a salon, but she does hair on the side here and there, and I really liked the color she had and asked her if she'd help me put it on. Her husband came home, and I met him for the first time and was chatting with the both of them while she applied the last part of the color to my hair. She reminded him that I had to use the shower again in 20 minutes, but he decided to go in before me anyways. Their bathroom was connected to the master bedroom, so when it was my turn to use the shower to rinse, he was just laying in their bed. I go into the bathroom, and right in the center of the shower, almost perfectly placed, was a mouth-style fleshlight that was clearly used sitting right in front of me. I didn't know what to do. It wasn't there before, and it was obviously his unless she's not telling me something. LOL. There was no way he forgot about it, as he was in the bathroom only 5 minutes before me. I ended up rinsing my hair in the sink and then making an excuse that I had to get home as soon as possible. As I left, I heard him say, quote, "You look really good," end quote. I talked about this with my best friend, and she mentioned it sounded like he wanted me to see all that, as he knew that I had to use the shower next. And did I mention this is my new friend? I feel really, really uncomfortable by the whole situation, and I can't stop thinking about it. Am I overthinking it? Should I mention it to my friend? If it was you, what would you do? Signed, Yudi.
Girl, mention it to your friend. That's what I would do. Absolutely. That's fucking weird. Like, if I'm going somewhere and I'm literally heard my friend say she needs to use the restroom for this service, and you go in there, I feel like you did it on fucking purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your house, but she communicated that somebody else needs to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. If it's a coincidence, okay, chalk it up to a coincidence. But to me, that seems a bit weird. And then for you to be making comments like as you're leaving, you look good.
Well,
like,
she came to get her.
Bro, that's
okay.
kind of.
I don't know. I mean, you know.
No, I do, because there's a difference to saying your hair looks nice, which is the reason why she was there, to you look good. I'm reading those things totally freaking different.
I don't know. I mean, okay. So it wasn't like while she was putting color in your hair, he was sitting there like batting his eyes or like, making his dick move in his sweatpants or nothing like that.
We don't know because we didn't.
Well, she didn't say that. Otherwise, she would have mentioned, oh, he winked his dick at me. But what I find just a tad odd is going into someone else. Regardless, you are in somebody else's space, and to then go in that space and decide how their belongings make you feel is a tad weird. Maybe he forgot immediately. Maybe he was like, this day has been whatever. I'm a chicken one out and be done, and forgot it was in there, because you got to remember, this is their house. So he's not used to anybody else in his space other than his wife. And I'm assuming that she probably knows that every now and again he going chicken on his own behalf. I mean, it just is what it is.
But why would you do that if you know that somebody has company, though? Like, to me, that's on purpose. That's weird.
No, okay.
That's
well,
weird. We're going to have to agree to disagree on this one today.
We definitely will. I don't think that's weird.
That shit is weird.
I feel...
If you know your wife has company, wait until your company fucking leaves.
I agree.
That's weird. Why would you want to rub one out while you knowing that your wife has company?
Improperly timed? Yes, I definitely agree. But just to imply that maybe we need to have a conversation about what's in your house, because remember, again, this is a new friend. This isn't someone you've known over the years. So perhaps in getting to know her better, she may be like, oh girl, he left that thing out again. What the fuck? This is so goddamn embarrassing, and just moved on, versus kind of making it a, ooh, well, I need to have a conversation with you kind of thing. Like, that's sort of like if you go over to somebody's house, use their toilet. Like, for me, I'm a man. So when I go to people's houses to use their toilet, I have to pull up the toilet seat. Some of y'all be having all kind of nonsense up under the seat, and I never say anything because it's not my space. It's not my place to say something or to make judgment about your home. But you know what? Again, agree to disagree. All right, what kind of fuckery we got next?
Yuck.
Oh no.
Next one.
Oh God.
This next one is. Oh no.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm so sorry in advance.
Oh.
I'm gonna get through this letter, I promise.
Okay.
This next one says, Dear Lyric.
Oh no. I'm afraid already.
My boyfriend has bad hygiene because of his foreskin.
Oh God.
Is it reasonable to consider ending my relationship for?
Absolutely.
If not, how can I work through it with him? From what I can see and understand, he has a lot of extra foreskin that is difficult for him to pull down.
What do you mean?
Oh God, I can't.
I've never seen. I've seen my share of penis in the day, and I've never seen no shit like that. Woo. Okay.
His foreskin always has a fishy smell.
Oh.
And sometimes I don't know if I can read it.
I don't know if I can hear it. Let me just.
His foreskin always has a fishy smell, and sometimes when I pull the skin by accident, there's smegma underneath.
Smegma.
What is that? It sounds
Smegma is
obviously.
Go ahead.
This is a big turn off, and over time, I've stopped giving blowjobs and let him do stuff even with a condom because I'm so icked out. To be clear, I feel like he is putting in significant effort to fix this. He was seeing a doctor about this even before we met. He tries his best in the shower to get clean even though it's painful. And he's happy to eat me out even if I won't do the same. Unfortunately, I just can't get over the hygiene issue, and even though I'm attracted to him physically and emotionally because he's a really sweet and supportive person, that attraction disappears as soon as we get in the bed. I feel really conflicted because it really isn't his fault. I'm also not sure how much of this is my own bias because he's my first uncut partner, and before that I was always given the impression that uncut guys are just less clean.
Ooh, first and
Please
last.
give me your advice.
Run.
And ask Marcus what he thinks I should do too.
Oh no.
Thank you. Anonymous. Of course you are.
Why wouldn't you be?
So, what do we tell her about her?
Well, okay. So, first off, yuck. Secondly, let's dig a little deeper.
What the fuck is smegma?
Smegma. All right, Googling. Smegma is a harmless natural bodily secretion made of shed skin cells, oils, and moisture. It appears as a thick white or yellowish cheese-like substance and is found in the genital folds of both men and women. Yeah, so with uncut guys, from what I've witnessed, with uncut guys, they have skin over the head of their dick, where circumcised guys do not have skin. Circumcised people, it's a lot easier for us to clean because, you know, we get down and as you scrubbing and stuff, it's very easy. But uncut guys, they have to pull that skin back and get up under there. They can't just wash the outside of the skin. So what tends to happen is that guys rushing, being guys, being disgusting. I'm not even going to pass it off as being guys because it's simply a lack of hygiene. You need to pull the skin back, get up under the head, and if there's still fishy aromas and all this other stuff, there are products for that thing. There are products to make the cleaning process easier. There are products to make sure that you don't smell. There are ways to take care of yourself to make sure that that does not happen. So I would encourage you to have a conversation with old boy and be like, hey, there's cheese here, sir. There's cheese. What are we doing? So that would be my advice. What about you?
I think I traumatized myself by looking this up and seeing what the fuck this was.
Oh, no. You were looking that. Oh, no wonder you got quiet. Okay. It's not a good thing. And yes, she is correct. She is correct. It does not smell well.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, tell that motherfucker go to the doctor.
Well, yeah, if there's a smell persisting beyond cleaning.
And he knows it's been a consistent issue for him, why he just don't just go get circumcised? You can still get circumcised. It's not just for...
Okay, chop off a part of my body that I've had my whole life for no reason. It's not.
I'm not telling her to tell him to go and do it. I'm telling her to have a conversation about it.
You could just clean it.
If it's something that's been troubling him for a while, it's a consistent issue, and she said he was seeing a doctor already about it. I think it might be time to revisit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she said it's not his fault. It's just maybe he has some underlying issue where he might need to get it done.
Well, didn't she say he was already seeing a doctor prior to for it? So what happened? You stopped seeing the doctor once you got a woman? That's a little odd because that would be one of the motivators for me.
So my thing is, let me reread what she said. He was seeing a doctor even before they met. Mm-hmm. And he does shower to get clean, but it's painful.
Oh, painful.
In my mind says there's something else going on. Oof. That you need to check and figure out, because it does say that too. When I should have never Googled it. I'm never listening to you ever again.
I'm just saying.
But I Googled it.
Now you have the knowledge.
Sometimes it can make erections painful.
Oh,
if the buildup is I don't. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not a doctor. I'm gonna leave it alone. Gross. I'm leaving it alone.
I'm not. I'm done for the rest of the fucking day. Don't send me shit else.
Send it to her.
But if you guys want to continue sending me your stories and your questions and all of the things, please
leave the smegma.
Send them to my lyricbravado@gmail.com. That's it, y'all. I need a drink after this.
Well, we probably will because we about to troll this timeline and a lot has happened this week. Yeah. Trolling the timeline. Up next.
Donald Trump is the biggest snowflake of them all. He walked off of an interview. Did you see this? With Kristen Welker from NBC. Because she told him and challenged him that he has never presented any evidence that the 2020 election was stolen or any evidence that any election was stolen. He keeps making it up. And finally, someone challenged him on it. She did a great job. We could use more of this. She could have even gone harder. Watch this.
They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
Just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying. But
there's
let me ask you about
evidence.
Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Listen to me.
Let's talk about Todd Blanche.
There's tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence.
The
election was rigged. It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's happening again right now in California.
You've never presented evidence.
It's happening
that the
right now in
2020 election
California.
was rigged.
Right now, look at what's happening in California.
Where's the evidence to that?
It's
The
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California, no, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days. And they aren't even close to coming up with it. You know why they're doing that? Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen. And I listen to people. And let's see what happens.
But, sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in
Do you
California.
think it's appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Really?
Let's
Well,
continue.
you play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play
continue.
right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I got that? Because you have no credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk about
your elections in this country. We're like a third world country.
But, sir,
your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But, Mr. President,
you're one-sided, crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an
Wisconsin.
hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled
let's go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
Time to troll.
We back, blacks, and it's time to troll this timeline. I guess I'll go first because a lot has happened this week. All right, Miss Lyric, pick a number between 1 and 10.
8.
Yep, there you go. 8, which is 8 staples in the head of a security guard busted in the head by Lil Boosie, who is 43 years old, 2 years younger than myself. This is over on KSLA News. Or KSLA.com. Headline: Baton Rouge rapper Lil Boosie expected in court after Houston nightclub assault. What's going on, Boosie? Why do you keep trying to go to jail? Anyways, in Houston, Baton Rouge rapper Lil Boosie is expected in court today after police say he assaulted a security guard at a nightclub in Houston. Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Hatch, is accused of hitting the security guard in the head with a glass hookah. Investigators say it happened when the security guard refused to allow one of Boosie's female friends to use the restroom as the club was closing at 2 a.m. The woman was escorted out of the club and dropped her belongings. When the guard tried to help her pick him up, he was hit from behind with a hookah, according to the report. The guard told the police he saw Boosie holding the broken hookah. Records show the guard needed 8 staples in his head. Boosie was not arrested, and he is expected to appear in court in Harris County.
Wow.
What's up with Boosie?
I don't know. That's crazy. You gotta stay out of trouble, though.
I mean, you would think 43, and you can't do nothing. Don't you got kids? What are you doing?
You got a brand new baby.
That's what I'm saying. You got babies. You are raising generations of people and hitting people over the head with hookahs at a club. Literally at a club because they about to close and your female friend was like, "Can I use your bathroom?" And he was like, "Nah, people can't let you in after they close. They get in trouble." And you gonna bust this man in the head for doing literally his job?
His job.
He is supposed to kick you niggas out and keep you out because y'all will stay in there all night. It's just weird. Every time I hear about this clown, it's something. All right, what you got?
All right, so you guys remember the shooting death of the 14-year-old back in 2023, Cyrus Carmark Belton?
Oh, well, shit, that was my news to make you nauseous.
Convenience store and was accused of stealing and was killed by the owner.
Yep.
So Rick Chow was found not guilty. Not guilty of murder. The jury deliberated for approximately 8 hours before delivering the verdict, ending a 5-day trial at Richland County Courthouse on June 1st, 2026. This incident happened May 28th. That is my sister's birthday. Oh my gosh. Of 2023, Rick Chow and his son Andy chased him from the Shell gas station on Park Lane Road in Columbia, South Carolina, after falsely accusing the teenager of stealing water bottles. Following a chase spanning over 100 yards, Rick Chow fired a single shot from a .45 caliber Glock pistol into his back, killing him. Store surveillance footage later confirmed the teenager had not stolen a thing. Following his acquittal, Chow was expected to be released from jail, where he had been held without bond since his initial arrest 3 years prior.
Yeah.
I have no words.
Oh, I have plenty. Because
I cannot believe that a jury sat and listened and watched video of a 14-year-old child actually not doing what he was accused of,
literally
and
running,
being murdered in the parking
running
lot like
away.
a fucking rabid
He
dog.
was running away. He was shot in his back, which means you pointed and aimed at somebody not even coming at you. And even if he did steal a bottle of water was worth him being shot in the back. You felt that threatened. Mind you, he did not do it. And yes, the police say a gun fell out of his backpack. But again, if it fell and he was still running, the gun was not a threat to you. Like, what do you mean? And jurors, actual people watched this. They watched it. Okay, fuck this world. This world is not a real place. And
you know what? I hate it here.
I do too. Girl,
I really hate it here. I had to sit and watch this mother cry.
It was devastating.
Because her child is no longer here for something so senseless. And she has to live with this for the rest of her life. And then you have these fucking people going on her page, on her social media pages, and leaving these horrendous comments about her child who is no longer here, who was actually innocent in all of this and did not steal. And you're telling a mother who lost her 14-year-old child that her child deserves to die? Fuck all of y'all.
Yep.
That's how I feel about that. Fuck each and every one of y'all for y'all negative comment, for your racist comments, and all of that stuff. This is a mother who lost her child and did not have to. That man could have stayed his ass in the store, and what makes it worse for me, this is not his first time. There's plenty of videos where people are sharing of him beating up customers, chasing them, snatching stuff from out of their hand when they're trying to pay for. Like, he don't like black people, so I don't even understand why he wasn't even charged with a hate crime.
Oh, sidebar. Speaking of people that don't like black people but can't seem to stay away from us, have you heard the viral video of that Asian man? This is not one of my topics. This is just something that came to mind. Have you seen that video where the Asian man was like, we don't care about the boycotts?
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made in? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty-ass attitudes, okay? Please, boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
I did see that. So basically he's saying we'll boycott for a little bit, but it's not going to last.
You're going to be right back ordering some,
right.
orange chicken or whatever.
And to be fair, he he's right in a sense.
Oh, he is.
Right.
He is.
He is right. He made a point because y'all be so fucking mad and y'all will be fake outraged for, I'll give it a month.
Mm-hmm. And you be right back into the same place.
Let some shit go on sale at the same fucking store who said fuck black people.
Yep.
Y'all gonna be standing in line, spending that coin.
Gays, I'm looking at y'all too. I'm looking at y'all, Chick-fil-A. Y'all be tearing that shit up. And y'all still over there eating chicken, knowing good and well they don't fuck with y'all asses. Y'all do the same thing in DC at Nelly's. I thought the boycott was still on, yet I turn around and keep seeing pictures of y'all niggas booed up in that bitch. So, I mean, he has a point. But black people also maybe look towards correcting that, because that's very easy. There are other options. Many other options. You know what else has been all over my timeline that usually isn't, because I don't really fuck with him? Kevin Hart, his little ass.
Y'all, you don't fuck with Kevin Hart?
Never, ever have I fucked with Kevin Hart. When he first came out, I went to go see one of his comedy shows. I mean, he didn't do bad. But everything that I've seen of him since has just been one thing after another. Y'all been lighting his ass up on the talk of Tick. And I am here for every ounce of it. Now, for the bridge backstory, Kevin has been getting all of this heat from not checking the comedian Tony, Hinchcliffe? Yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe, during his roast on Netflix, where he made the controversial George Floyd joke saying the black community is so proud of you, you know, talking about Kevin. And then he goes on to say...
Oh, I heard about that.
He goes on to say...
Okay, go ahead. Tell me what he said.
Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us, laughing so hard that he can't breathe.
He didn't.
He did. When watching the video, you can see Kevin just cheesing and laughing, falling the fuck out. And understandably so, the black community is pissed. I've seen comments from both sides of the argument, some calling Kevin a coon because, well, I mean, and others arguing that it's roast culture and that we're being too sensitive.
No, that's going a bit too far. I watch roasts a lot, but that incident was a nationwide event to where everybody saw an unarmed black man literally be murdered.
Yeah.
On video.
Yeah.
Literally be murdered in front of all of our eyes, and you're making a joke about it. He should have said something. He should have spoke up. I would have, because like that speaks more to your character than anything else. That's why I like Cat Williams, because honestly, Cat said basically what he said to him in his face. You never say no. You literally accept anything with a $sign on it. He basically told us that he was a coon. He said it. That's why I respect that man. He said it to his face. While you're sitting here laughing at a joke that literally helped start a whole freaking movement, he calling you a coon. Yeah, because that's what you're doing. In the same day, you're proving everybody right. You're a fucking coon. Like, who does that?
First, what is roast culture? That's not a thing. And I'm definitely on the side of coon behavior, because why would arguably one of the most controversial murders of a black man by police to date be used in a roast about Kevin Hart? Am I missing something? Was Kevin there? Did he have a connection to George? I mean, no. He didn't. This was the roast of Kevin Hart, asshat. You weren't roasting George Floyd. What are you... I'm all about a good roasting, but in my opinion, that shit was hella off bounds. And I agree that Kevin should have said something. I would argue that anyone else probably would have, but it's Kevin. So, and you said what you said about Cat. But what pissed me off even more is that he went on Breakfast Club, and you know I don't fuck with that show. He went on Breakfast Club trying to defend this shit.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience, but our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Like, that's what they do. It happens every year when they do a roast. It's not new. This isn't it's not a new agenda. It's not a new approach to comedy.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Like, I I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
I feel like you're saying going too far is the point. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I mean, that's why you're there.
So, your next one?
What's up with Trump taking naps and shit during important business meetings and shit like that? Why the fuck this motherfucker can't stay awake?
Because he's dying. He's decaying right in front of our face. His hand is falling off. He turning all types of different colors. They hiding this nigga for 7 to 8 days at a time. In my opinion, he is rotting away.
But y'all lying about it though.
Oh,
I watched
they're lying about everything. Literally everything they say is a lie.
I can't remember what the representative's name was, but somebody was interviewing him, and he was like, "Why does Trump keep falling asleep at these meetings?"
Oh.
He's like, "No, he's not."
Yes.
No, he was like, "I'm gonna show you a video to prove that you just lied to Congress."
Secretary Rubio, have you been at more than one meeting where President Trump has fallen asleep?
That's false. That's false. I've never seen him fall asleep. On the contrary, the guy doesn't sleep, which is a big problem because he calls me at 2 a.m, he calls me at 5 a.m, and I like to sleep a little bit, maybe not 12 hours, but at least 6. So he works. The other day he was at the Oval Office until 12:30 p.m. 12:30 a.m. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to show you in a moment a video that shows you just lied to Congress.
Oh, okay.
So this is a video of a cabinet meeting literally from last month where Donald Trump is sleeping while you're talking. Please show this video.
Coalition of countries that line up behind the peace deal, behind the border peace, and it's still every day is a challenge, but it's been driven personally by the president. It's the reason why we're involved in this whole Ukraine-Russia conflict. That's not our war. It's not the president's war. This war started, it never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it.
I'm going to ask you to come clean with the American people and the White House as well. There's something wrong with Donald Trump's health or cognitive abilities. There's a reason he keeps going to the hospital and they keep giving him cognitive tests. We have not seen the president in 8 days. The American people deserve the truth. I yield back.
I don't even know how to respond to that, other than to tell you that it's absurd and ridiculous. And I can't believe we're in a Foreign Affairs Committee meeting in front of the House at an important time in American foreign policy.
Just keep lying, Secretary Rubio. Just keep lying.
Supposedly someone who thinks he's a medical expert when he's not. The truth of the matter is we had a cognitively impaired president in office a few years ago. That's a cognitively impaired president, but I don't like to talk about that because it weakens America. This president we have, this is a guy that literally doesn't sleep. He works day and night, long hours, every single day. I don't know if you haven't seen him in 8 days. I saw him yesterday. I didn't see him yesterday because I was in Congress the day before. I talked to him at all hours of the day and night. He works inhumane hours. Okay, I've been on foreign trips with the president that he doesn't sleep in the whole flight. And everyone else is sleeping on the plane, and he's wandering the hallways looking for someone to wake up and talk to that people are. So I don't know what you're referring to, but he has an incredible amount of energy. I'm just telling you, you may not like his policies. You may not like his policies, you may not like the decisions he's made, but I assure you, this is not a president that sleeps or is cognitively impaired in any way, shape, or form, and in fact is incredibly active, much more so in many cases than much younger people that are around him. Those are facts. I see it every day. You're not going to agree because you have another narrative that you want to push, but those are the facts.
I just showed you 3 videos of him sleeping.
That was Rubio. That was Rubio. He said, I never saw Trump fall asleep.
I have the video that he fell asleep while you were talking.
Right.
When I tell you I watched that fucking video and was dying, I almost peed on myself. I was laughing so much.
That
this
shit
motherfucker gonna
was
say
so fucking
he wasn't
funny.
asleep. We all just watched the same video. What is you talking about? That motherfucker was knocked out like night, nigga.
Shout out to Congressman Ted Lieu on that, because he did this shit. That shit was fucking hilarious. I fell the fuck out. He was like, bitch, this you?
But to double down and say that he wasn't asleep when we all have eyes is diabolical.
And then they showed you the video, and it showed you another one. So, what's really going on?
I don't understand.
What's going on with the people?
We got the nerve to be talking about Biden.
Hypocrisy.
And you sitting here shitting and going to sleep like a toddler at nap time, at daycare. Stop playing.
To uphold what? White supremacy.
I can't. This ain't real life.
Speaking
Can't
of the
be.
hillbillies, if you had to guess, other than Cracker Barrel, a hillbilly's favorite restaurant, what would you say?
You said other than Cracker Barrel?
Other than Cracker Barrel.
Daggone it.
No,
Let's see.
I'm talking about like to just go and hang and this, that, and the third. Hooters.
Oh, fuck. Running out. I don't know why. Honestly, I be forgetting Hooters is still in existence. I ain't gonna lie.
In my opinion, Al Bundy promoted Hooters because I had never heard of what the fuck this shit was before my parents started watching Married with Children.
Oh my god!
I
literally
did not know
be
what this shit.
forgetting Hooters is still in existence. It's like one of those things. I don't go. I went when I was a kid, and the
You
chicken
went
was
when you were a kid
raggedy.
to Hooters? Well,
Yeah, during the day, and it was nothing to write home about. The chicken was kind of nasty, to be honest.
Well, I mean, again, who made it? But moving on, Hooters is rebranding as family friendly, as CEO says. We never switched from being a neighborhood place, is what he's saying. I'd always thought that restaurant was geared more towards a sexual kind of thing, because you have these young people that are serving you. They're wearing these shirts with cleavage showing. They have to be of a certain body type. I've seen stories of where women were denied employment there because of the size that they were, and they were looking for a certain look at Hooters. So that was kind of like a standard. It was sort of like soft porn, to be honest, that seemed like to me. So to be rebranding yourself now as family friendly when literally every promo about you is about titties, in my opinion, because Hooters.
First of all, let's rebrand that chicken recipe.
Well, I mean, they can.
You sitting here
so
changing and all of that stuff, and the chicken's still nasty. Ain't nobody gonna eat there. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. The chicken's nasty.
And then they try to, it's like the logo, it tries to promote like an owl kind of thing, like Hooters, but then the eyes are clearly tits. You got people in there with low cleavage, and now y'all are rebranding to family friendly. Is it that, or is it maybe just this kind of losing the edge that it once had? Is it that? I kind of feel like it's that, and now you're okay. Well, that's just my opinion. Anyways, that was over on people.com, that article.
Usually I would save stuff like this for news to make you nauseous, but I'm going to talk about it right now.
Okay.
Did you hear about the 16-year-old girl who was missing since April 28th?
It's a whole
Here
lot
she was
of kids.
found hanging from a tree.
Oh no.
On church premises.
Oh no.
In Charlotte.
Of course.
On May 8th. The Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department classified the death of Juliana Nitsa as a suicide.
Bullshit. That's just like the brother that got hanged in front of the police station. Shoot, I can't even remember. These aren't suicide. Black teens are not. No, I'm sorry.
First of all, a 10-day search.
How hard did you look?
And nobody saw her.
Nobody was
so
like.
There's no church services going on during that week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm so fucking mad. Okay. Her body was found on the property belonging to United House of Prayer for All People near West Sugar Creek Road. According to the reports, the body was found by a local community volunteer who immediately alerted church members and called the police. They ruled her death as a suicide. However, the case has drawn significant public attention and sparked questions from community members and civil rights advocates who have called for greater transparency regarding the investigation and circumstances surrounding her disappearance and her death. As of now, authorities have not announced any evidence of foul play, and there has been no public indication that the case has been reclassified as a homicide. Nevertheless, many people continue to seek additional information about what happened during the 10 days she was missing and how investigators reached their conclusion.
That is bullshit.
I do not believe that this was a suicide.
Neither do
at
I.
all. She was killed. I believe that somebody would have seen her during that week. It was 10 days, so within a week, you're going to have some type of church services going on. Somebody would have found her body if that's the case. I do believe that they killed her already during that time, and they hung her body up for all to see it was not a suicide, and they really need to get down to investigate what is happening.
Well, we know
to our children.
We know what's happening because we have a history to prove what is happening. The problem, basically, is that we have a government that allows this shit to continue. Why? Why is that? All right, well.
Lynched. 16 lynched. It's crazy.
In other news, OMG Lyric, in a shocking turn of events, the co-founder of an organization called Students for Trump has been accused of domestic violence. Shocker, right? This is according to WUSA9.com. Ryan Fournier, co-founder of Students for Trump, is charged with simple assault and threats in D.C. after reportedly attacking a woman. A political activist who co-founded the Students for Trump organization is facing criminal charges after he allegedly punched a woman who was trying to wake him up from a drunken stupor several times. An arrest report catalogs the litany of threats Ryan Fournier allegedly leveled at the woman during the incident in an apartment at City Center on 10th Street Northwest in D.C. Police at the scene told police that the suspect had been drinking when the woman tried to wake him up. Fournier reportedly had been passed out on an office floor for about 2 hours when the woman tried to wake him up, and after she shouted, "Get up!" he reportedly was heard shouting threats at her, and it did not go well for the lady. I'm just going to point out that again, here we have another incident of this type of behavior from this same demographic under this same presidency, funding and working with these same Trump organizations. It's almost as if these people are acting alike. It's almost as if this is a personality type or a profile or something.
Thugs.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Thugs.
They're just so ghetto.
Criminals.
They are. What? In other Trump supporter news, this is over on MSN.com. The owner of a residence dubbed the Trump House dies after being beaten outside his home. Well, that's horrible. That's horrible to hear. But a 69-year-old Southern Californian man, known for the display of American flags and Make America Great memorabilia he left in his front yard, has died days after being attacked and being beaten outside of his home, authorities say. He was assaulted last week at the residence. They call it the Trump House. Thomas Caleb Butler, 32, served in the Navy. He was arrested in connection with the incident, police said. They haven't yet commented on a possible motive, but, they'll figure all that out. And, well, sometimes you take one for the team. What you got? Lyric, you got another one?
I have nothing.
Well, I got one more. I'm going to do one more. All right.
Okay.
Looks like Brandy's brother is finally out of the hospital after he got his ass beat by Super Hot Fire, according to TMZ. I mean, don't you remember months ago, right, when I was talking about Ray G? Wasn't he hospitalized and damn near? Didn't he have a seizure or something? What the fuck was?
No, he had a whole bunch of heart problems. I think he had congestive heart failure or something like that. And bleeding from his eyes and all this other stuff. He had some health issues.
That was this year, right?
Yes,
you almost had heart failure this year, nigga, and you jumped your ass in the ring. First off, lawsuits for everybody, because what doctor approved this? What do you mean heart failure? What? You are 45, my guy, with a family, and you are doing shit like this in Lyric. Do you know that this nigga is making plans for future fights? He talking about he gonna get back in the ring.
Well, that's on him. Let him.
Very much so on him, but are you good? You can't be.
Of course he ain't.
Oh,
of course
no.
he ain't. Of course he ain't. And I'm pretty sure his doctor and whoever his medical team has advised against this.
So who's overseeing this shit?
Gonna do?
No, that's the thing. They should not be allowed to let you in the ring if this is your thing. There's something going on there, in my opinion.
But see, guess what? HIPAA law.
Oh my God.
It's between him and the doctor. He doesn't have to say what the doctor said.
Yeah. Okay.
So if he wants to fight and somebody sets it up, the fight's going to happen. But I'm pretty sure his doctor told him not to.
Oh no.
But he's so starved for attention and remaining relevant, he's willing to even put his own life at risk.
Oh
Let
no,
him.
it's time to get a job. Like every day, 9 to 5, because you still have bills, you still have children, you still have child
Who's
support.
gonna hire that motherfucker? Let's be for real.
You can do other things.
Who's hiring Ray J?
You mean to tell me he keeps being on everything? You couldn't use some of the industry experience that you've gotten to maybe perhaps pivot instead of this fuck show? I can't. I won't. I'm done. Unseasoned behavior. Up next.
Female husbandry is one of the oldest queer practices in Africa, and it's found in over 40 different African cultures, both ancient and contemporary. But I bet you didn't know that because you're lost in the sauce of homophobia. What if I told you that long before Europeans set foot in African soil, same gender-loving people and the diversity of same gender-loving people was interwoven into the fabric of the entire continent? From the ancient tombs of Egypt, where two male manicurists were buried nose to nose, the most intimate embrace in Egyptian art, to the warrior husbands of the Azande in Central Africa. Education is elevation, and one of the most oldest spread practices was women-to-women marriage, also known as female husbandry. Before I go any further, I want to apologize for any butchering of enunciations. From the Nuer of South Sudan to the Igbo of Nigeria and the Kuri of Tanzania, a wealthy, powerful woman could marry other women. She became the legal husband. She paid the bride wealth. She controlled the lineage and property. Her wives could bear children by chosen male consorts, but the marriage itself was a recognized and often intimate bond. It wasn't nothing that was done in secrecy. There was an entire institution that acknowledged the legitimacy of what was going on. I'll give you a specific example. Queen Ajinga, from 1583 to 1863, she was a ruler of present-day Angola. This woman was a powerful example who refused to take on the European gender norms and gender roles and was defined in many different ways. She dressed as a king, not as a queen, meaning that she didn't care about those type of gender roles that everybody believed in. She led the armies in person and took women as wives. Some sources even said that she had some male concubines. This queen used woman-to-woman marriage to strategically consolidate power. But she also lived in open ways that defined the Portuguese colonial expectations because she didn't give a damn about what they imposed on her body. The Portuguese was already horrified by her military resistance, by her military genius, but they were equally disturbed by her gender and her sexual autonomy. Even in their writings, they framed her as being unnatural. That's a label that served to justify their civilizing mission because we got to make sure that these old crazy people are not doing gender the wrong way, are not engaging in sexual autonomy the wrong way. Pre-colonial Africa, meaning when the Europeans still believed the world was flat, separated social role from biological sex. Woman-to-woman marriage, even from Angola all the way to Uganda, all showed that the gender was performative and situational, not the way we understand it as being static these days. Colonialism did not simply introduce homophobia, though that is the truth. It literally became the justification for you to try to alienate people in your own community. Through colonization of the continent and enslaving the continent, they were able to impose 3 specific things that impact this topic I'm talking about right now. The binary gender system, the one that said that men are men and women are women and it's fixed at birth. The second is heterosexual marriage as the only legitimate framework where it ties sexuality to reproduction and property inheritance. This is a European legal sense. The third is criminalization of gender nonconformity. Once a female husband lost legal recognition, she became deviant and erased from history. Research over me search, and the result was not just an erasure of the same-sex desire, but the deconstruction, the destruction of the entire social logics where status, language, and power could flow through non-male, non-heterosexual channels, and we see that it was completely fucked off. Peep game. Woman-to-woman marriage was not a footnote. It was a mainstream ancient institution that colonialism deliberately dismantled by imposing these narrow European models of gender and family. And just for clarity, recognizing this, it's not about importing Western labels on Africa or imposing them. It's about reclaiming a history that was more diverse than the European archive wants us to admit. Happy Pride and education is elevation.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
White people, I know you're listening because y'all stay in black folks' business. So I got a question. You don't see how your entitlement is directly tied to your racism? It's almost like many of you just have this general understanding that black people were chained up, owned as slaves, but then at that point, there becomes this almost unanimous admission of how all that went. I've seen clips and videos where conversations about that time period are discussed like, I mean, sure, some of them had masses and they beat them, but that only happened to Kunta Kinte. Mostly everybody else was okay and lived happily in their home as the maid, you know, like Alice. And some of them even had their homes on the plantation. I mean, it's not right to own people, but if you're taking care of them anyways through taxes, wouldn't it just make sense to own them? Like, I've heard conversations like this online.
Bro, please.
I mean, first off, no. Secondly, everybody pays taxes. And thirdly, yeah, because why do y'all have this thing with owning people? But more importantly, why is this particular part of history always glossed over by you people? Why is that? Why is the fact that community events were held around the murder of black people? Like, why is that so hard for y'all to understand? Actual merch was being sold, made from our skin and hair. Black babies were fed to alligators, and we'd rebuild time after time. Our cities were still torn down, burned down, poisoned, flooded. Why is that always glossed over? Why is that heinous history by your fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, mamas, ancestors, why is that always somehow diluted and in your minds somehow believed to be nowhere near as bad as the Holocaust? Y'all don't see that level of evil in your history because it's glossed over and diluted and repeated generation after generation. Why is it always glossed over that after slave labor put practically everything you had that your ancestors, relatives, and families were able to acquire and already have set up for them through enslavement and slave labor, the entitlement that you feel that you have that better set of circumstances? They have them because they were white. That's your privilege. Because afterwards, the people I came from in trying to build wealth were still denied the same GI Bills after serving, still denied opportunities, employment, education that the white working class of people were able to benefit from. Why is that tidbit more vividly introduced into your conversations amongst one another? Why isn't that? Meanwhile, the rest of us here in the now are living in Trump America 2026 and having a living experience of an unfolding narrative. Something we're all witnessing in real time about these detention facilities for these hard-working, tax-paying, illegal, insane asylum immigrants. Watching them being fed maggots, watching them being beaten, children allegedly getting pregnant while locked up, others being raped for the crime of not being white, I guess. There are actual murderers, rapists, thieves, bitch, Diddy, many deservedly, right now, serving time behind bars, that are literally being treated in better conditions than these people in these camps, arrested for being brown. And we can see this. Technology, TV, internet, social media, all of that lets us see this shit in real time. And somehow in white people's brains, they don't see an exact mirror image of history. Even the little bit that they know or have paid attention to or tried to forget or erase. It's odd for me to think that they will skip all of these steps of how history unfolded, and even in the idea of the Holocaust. It's taught as if one dark, stormy day in Germany, everybody just magically woke up to all the Jews in chains. I feel like a lot more happened that led up to that. Like, I don't actually feel it. I know it because we have books about it. It wasn't poof, Hitler appeared and hated everybody. It took a lot of complacency from the average citizen. It took a lot of looking the other way. It took a lot of giving certain groups of people a common enemy. Where do I know this? I can almost taste it. Oh, right. They learned it from the shit white people were doing here. But wait, if Hitler got that idea from us, then y'all's brains cracked. So many of your realities are crackling apart because you are finally starting to see the truth And many of you are struggling with the weight it holds because it threatens a huge part of your identity. All kinds of truth are being revealed about this country's own history. Sex rings, trafficking, theft, greed, religion, but more importantly, racism. And the reason many of you think you aren't racist is because you speak to Keisha in your yoga class or high five Jamal at soccer all the time back in college and didn't say nigga out loud. And then you think that you're not racist. That's literally where so many folks' gauge stop. And they look no further into themselves or at their actions. And truth be told, the only reason many of you are even hearing the message now is because it's literally everybody talking about it. Politics and government. Everybody's talking about this shit right now. And ain't that some bullshit that you couldn't see the mistreatment of others, police brutality, poverty, bloodshed, homelessness, death, torture? Didn't see none of that. But bitch, you draw the line at gasoline that you can barely afford now. Others of you, I feel like, are so afraid that if everyone had the same set of circumstances or access as you do, simply by being white, that you actually might not stand out or shine as much. And baby, that's your own bullshit to work through. It always has been, and it always will be. Others having less does not make you better than, nor should it make you feel better about yourself. Don't that remind y'all of the group of girls that always has the one ugly friend? Or the little school specials where they would meet under the bleachers to beat up the less fortunate person? That's literally how y'all act. But even if your morals don't moral at this point, and you still like, well, I'm just not gonna give it up. We should all be able to see that if billionaires paid their fair share, everyone's lives would be simpler. Everyone would have the things they need because we would have more coming into the communities for the resources and programs that we all benefit from. If we had universal health care, or at least affordable health care, people could afford their medicine and live healthier lives. And that helps the rest of us. Remember COVID? Anyways, felt like I haven't had a lengthy rant lately, so I owed you all one. Anything to add, Miss Lyric?
Nah, you ate that up.
All right, that's it. That's all. Thank you. Wi-Files up next.
And I'm gonna say this: they should have never gave the boomers AI. No, they shouldn't have never gave the boomers AI, because why is my auntie on the cover of Time magazine? And more than that, why is that Time magazine cover of my auntie on the side of every building of some random major city in Taiwan? Like, there's some things we shouldn't give the boomers. And AI generated content is one of them. Like, I don't need to see what my dad looks like with 10 different afro hairstyles, with a high top, with braids. Like, I don't. This is not what the data centers, like, I just would like us to consider maybe sometimes we don't give the boomers just everything that they don't need, because, like, we shouldn't have did that. Why would we do that? We shouldn't have did that. We shouldn't have did that. Like, why are you accepting compliments of yourself in bikini pics 150 pounds lighter than you actually are, with your head just pasted on someone else's body? You're accepting compliments. You're in a picture with Martin Luther King Jr., Kamala Harris, and damn Gandhi, and y'all are having Starbucks in a fucking forest. Like, there's no reason for it. I've had a damn enough, okay?
Do you know where we would be without labor strikes in this country? You know, you would still be working like in company towns. You would never own anything. You'll be owned by a corporation. You know, your children will be working. Your children will be working 14, 15 years old. They'll have them a job. Let's go over a history of labor strikes in the U.S. and how we can learn from these things. Labor strikes have been pivotal in shaping U.S. labor rights, evolving from isolated colonial actions to massive industrial walkouts. Key events include the 1892 Homestead Strike, the 1894 Pullman Strike, and the widespread 1945 through 1946 post-war strike wave involving over 5 million workers. These actions directly enforced improvements in wages, reduced work hours, and shaped collective bargaining rights. Now, all you niggas saying get a better job, how about you tell these corporations to provide a better job? The bootlicking in this country is a little out of control at times. The way you like to kiss a corporation's ass because you're doing better when you act like you don't remember doing worse. And you just doing better right now. And a part of American exceptionalism is accepting struggle as a virtuous thing. Like, struggle is just a part of it. Like, no, bruh. No. If for the child of a billionaire, struggle isn't a reality, outside of some personal struggle, but a basic need struggle, a basic way of living struggle, is not necessarily anything that ever enters their consciousness. If it's okay for them, then it should be okay for everybody. Because not only there are enough resources for every human on earth, there's enough money to the point where money is just a construct to keep you oppressed. So it's not get a better job, it's provide a living wage. Only a living wage can prevent a warehouse fire. So key historical and labor strikes: the Lowell Mills Girls Strike, 1834 and 1836, early strikes by New England textile workers protesting pay cuts and advocating for better conditions. Great Railroad Strike of 1877, a massive, often violent, nationwide strike by railway workers that required federal troops to end it. The Haymarket Affair, 1886, a national strike for an 8-hour workday that turned violent at Chicago's Haymarket Square, influencing global labor history. So your 9 to 5 required violence. Just your ability to go to work for 8 hours, just 8, required violence. The Homestead Strike, 1892, a violent lockout, and I would like to know the correlation between labor strikes and the abolishment of slavery. Seems like soon as niggas stop doing all the work for free, now y'all want to improve the conditions of the workplace. But we're not gonna digress too much. But just a correlation I was noticing. Just something I noticed.
Why do you have roaches?
The Why File.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
Yeah, explaining the unexplained. We're answering why to the questions you want to know by taking your skeets over on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. And we also take your emails at WRTRradio@gmail.com. This is the Why Files. The truth is out there. It's Lyric. They've heard enough of my voice. Bless them with yours.
My why, I'm about to say my rant. My why, which is probably a rant, comes from me, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so you all know that I own a studio.
Yes, you do.
Why do people let their kids run a fucking muck in a space that is not their house?
Not only that, but an actual business where the stuff that they're messing with is money. It generates money. Why are you touching it if you don't have money?
Money to replace.
Right.
I want to just say this. I can't stand no lazy ass parent who will stand there and literally watch their child do whatever the fuck they want.
Right. I feel like it's like when you see that cat, that video where the cat has the salt shaker and then the person's like, don't you do that. And then the cat's like slowly moving the salt shaker off the table anyways.
Yes.
It's that.
Until he knocks it on the ground.
Right. That's y'all babies.
Can't stand that. You sitting there on your phone.
Oh, no.
You hear them yelling and screaming and running around and you're not getting them. Like, and I'm standing there like, are you going to get your child? Are you going to get your kids? Are you going to, like, just let them slip, fall, bust their head, do whatever the fuck they want to do.
But if you said
I have a
something,
whole ass problem with lazy fucking parents.
yeah. But if you said something to that kid, then you in the wrong.
Oh, I definitely said something to that fucking kid.
I didn't
You
say
got me
that you
fucked
would.
up.
I didn't
First
say
of
you
all,
would.
at the end of the day, everything in this motherfucker is my responsibility.
And
so I'm
your
gonna say
own.
something to your fucking kid, because why are you trying to send your kid outside with no adult present in front of my place of business at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night? Are you crazy?
Yeah, I
No.
say so.
Then you bang you going like this to my motherfucking door and shit.
Oh no.
Like I said, my mom said that I could go outside. I said, well, sweetie, this door is locked. I'm not letting you go outside because she's not outside. So you can go sit with your mommy. And then the mom gave me the dirtiest of looks. I don't care. I dare you to say something because you can get the fuck out too. One thing I as a business owner, I hate.
That's one thing as a parent you should also hate, because anytime that I've been around your children, it's always been chill. Like, your kids are not sitting there like climbing all the walls and knocking shit down.
That's
Why?
because I've trained them when they were little.
Why is
I
that?
could give them a look across the room, and they're gonna be sitting just like this, not moving a muscle, relaxed, chilling, not touching shit. Yeah, and I don't have to beat my kids for them to listen to me. They have enough respect of me to listen when I tell them to do shit.
Why?
But whatever, the truth is out there.
It should be. Your child should be outside. Like, don't even just. Well, no, there's a highway right there. So,
Right.
Okay. Anyway.
And she was trying to send her outside by herself.
Wait. Oh shit. Okay. Horrible parenting. I was gonna cuss somebody out for an email, but I'm gonna instead do the one from Laura from Harlem. Laura wants to know, why do they always put metal detectors in schools with heavy black populations when statistically we aren't shown to be the ones with the history of shooting up schools?
Hello, sounds about white.
Yeah, I said
Sounds
she ate
about
that
right.
one. I said she ate that one. Good job, Laura. Because the truth is out there. It's right there. And yeah, I'm not going to do this one. It's just going to make me mad. That wraps it up for this week's Why Files. We're always answering why for you at WRTR Radio on, well, you know all the socials. Up next, news to make you nauseous.
Well, now I want to know.
What, you do?
Yes.
David
Surprise
from
me.
Texas wanted to know, interesting that I've sat through more than one of Marcus's endless rants about trans rights to then only hear you discuss a grown man living his life as a 6-year-old and suddenly having a problem with it, and now he, quote, needs a doctor, end quote. This is hypocrisy. So my why question is why Marcus feels like trans people don't need doctors, but somebody wanting to live as a 6-year-old does. Make it make sense. Not saying I want smoke, but you have to admit they're the same thing. Maybe you should be encouraging your trans listeners to seek therapy and talk to doctors the same way that you did for that man. Much disrespect, David.
How is that the same fucking
It
thing?
is
It's
not the same.
It's not the same thing.
It is
How about
not.
instead of us writing these why questions and thinking that you ate
You did.
when obviously you're starved
You didn't even
from
nibble.
knowledge,
You didn't.
and you do the research yourself and see that those two are not the same. It's like apples and oranges.
It's not.
Sorry, boo boo, you didn't eat with that one.
Well, you did.
Disrespectfully, yes, he has a problem.
Yeah.
He left his fucking family to live as a 6-year-old and have some old people change his motherfucking diapers. Fuck is wrong with you?
But if we're keeping it a buck, trans people go to therapy. It's how they are able to access the programs that you all hate
And the
for
surgeries.
them. And the surgeries, because they have to go to therapy to be diagnosed for gender dysmorphia. That is how it works. There's a process versus just deciding you're going to tie your hair in pigtails, put on a dress, and start skipping in some old folks' home or in some old couple's house. That's weird. It's strange. And yes, He
and
needs
it's
a
not
doctor.
normal
He needs
to
a
leave your
doctor.
fucking family of 40-something
You
years
left
and abandon
everybody.
your wife with all 7 or 8 or
Something's
how many
happening
other
there.
fucking children y'all had.
Yes, something's happening there. And y'all always, I don't know why y'all always wait until June when Pride Month shows up. I don't know why that is, to then enact all this transphobia. That's a good why question. Why do y'all wait until Pride Month? Is there something triggering about people being proudly themselves where you feel like you can't be yours? Is that it? Because it seems like to me. Either way, truth is out there. I'm not doing the exit anymore. Up next, news and making nauseous. We'll be right back.
You see, the reason that y'all want to do this right now isn't because you're afraid that we are after a power grab. It's because you want to lock in this racist agenda for decades to come. Because that's exactly who this court is. This court is racist, this court is immoral, and this court lacks any semblance of ethics. The fact that this court just on last night decided that they want to go after yet another Alabama seat, and then they decided to throw out the votes of the voters in Louisiana because they decided that they wanted to go after yet another black seat in Louisiana. The fact that Virginia decided to stand up and fight back, and it was this same Supreme Court that decided, forget the will of the people and the fact that they voted, we're going to throw that out. This isn't what democracy is supposed to be. So let me be clear about a couple of things. Number one, the court absolutely needs to be expanded because it's been expanded in the past. And yes, it makes sense. If we have 13 circuit courts, that we should have 13 judges. But let's just pretend that the size of America was the same. Let's pretend that the complexity of the cases was the same as it was when we originally got the 9. Let's pretend all those things. I would still argue that it is time to not only expand the court, to introduce some form of ethics and to put term limits on, because you have bad actors like Mitch McConnell. This court was packed by the Republicans. And that is the reason you don't want it unpacked.
So let me get it straight. Teenage girls get to be children when y'all are complaining about their prom dresses not being age appropriate. They can be children when you're telling your own teenagers that you're not their little friends and that they still need to listen to their elders. Society acknowledges them as children when we're saying that they can't drink, purchase tobacco, and other things because we understand that they don't have a true appreciation for consequences. But suddenly when a teenage girl is getting raped by a grown-ass man, she's an adult that is just as culpable as he is. Suddenly Brandy was just as accountable as Wanye. Suddenly, R. Kelly's victims had the brain development to know what they were doing. And now it's okay for a man to groom and abuse a child as long as she looks like a baddie and as long as he don't take it up the ass. Mind you, y'all be the same ones questioning why this generation is so unruly and why they refuse to listen to the wisdom of older generations. But when I look around, I'm really confused about which adults they're supposed to be listening to. Is it the ones that are okay with them being raped so long as they like the rapist music? Is it the grown women who are 30 plus and don't even have the wisdom to leave a toxic man, but you expect a 16-year-old girl to have it? Is it the grown men who will look you in your eye and tell you that they can't tell the difference between a grown woman and a preteen that's pretending to be one? And I see a lot of people pointing out how the only perfect victim is a dead one, which is why Celeste Hernandez is getting so much sympathy. But y'all are giving them too much credit with that. Because as this case proceeds, if there are text messages or photos where Celeste looks more mature than people believe that she should have, they're going to be on here blaming her.
And now, say what? News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
These are some of the stories you might not read about in the New York Times, the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal. It's news to make you nauseous. You going first, or me?
Do you want me to?
Well, you took my one about Cyrus, the teen in South Carolina, so I got another one. But go ahead. Yeah, you go first while I prepare this.
Okay, I'm not sure if you're going to be ready.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's fine.
All right. Say what, Louisiana?
Say what?
Hold on. Hold on. A former Louisiana police officer is accused of possessing child pornography and of filming himself repeatedly sexually abusing his dog.
Oh,
Has been sentenced to serve 20 years in prison.
good.
Terry Yetman, 41 of Minden, pleaded guilty in August to 5 counts of sexual abuse of an animal and 1 count of possession of child porn. KTBS in Shreveport reported that each sex abuse charge carries 4 years in prison to run consecutively for a total of 20 years. Yetman joined the Bossier City Police Department in 2014. Before that, he worked at nearby other law enforcement agencies. Just 2 months before his arrest, Yetman was honored for his outstanding effort over the year to champion the protective rights of domestic violence victims and their families, according to the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Department. He was a recipient of the 2018 Trey Hutchinson Award, which is named for Bossier City policemen killed in August 2004 as he responded to a domestic violence call. On February 13, 2019, Yetman was charged by a bill of information with 20 counts of sexual abuse of an animal by engaging in sexual contact in violation of Louisiana rights. He was charged with 20 counts of sexual abuse of an animal by filming, distributing, and possessing pornography images. The animal was his retired police canine.
You know what? And I'm gonna make a point. And you know what?
Boss.
That it's disgusting, but I'm gonna make a point because you know what? He can get fired there and just go somewhere else to a different town, apply to be a police officer, and still get on. But if he has to register as a sex offender, then no. But if he doesn't, like they're trying to make this sex offender registry bullshit go away, people like him can get jobs somewhere else. You fucked up in this town.
Because he got to serve 20 years.
Okay. But I'm just saying, things, that shit. What happens when he gets out in 20 years? If he's, of work age, he just goes somewhere else. And you got weird ass shit like that. Sure, you got an award for protecting somebody from the domestically violent, which is great. I guess you popped in and saved the lady, but if Snoopy was home, we don't know how it would have gone. I'm just saying. So it's just strange that, okay, sure.
How are you fucking the dogs they're supposed to be training for the police department? What the fuck is it's always white people, yo.
Meanwhile, you got these traumatized dogs sitting there trying to sniff out bodies and shit. They can't even find a body because they sitting there flashing back to your big ass behind them and shit. Oh no, gross. All right, say what this bitch.
Say what?
So I'm scrolling on my For You page, and this bitch's story time somehow made it into my timeline. I'll let this speak for itself. Warning that if you are eating right now, why would you even be listening to this show? But if you're not.
His hemorrhoid exploded in my mouth and I'm going to tell you guys about it. Okay, we're on a second date at a very classy restaurant, La Luna, my absolute favorite. Yes, I would usually crack on the first date, but I was on my period and I didn't want to bleed over him. Obviously, in hindsight, that shouldn't have been a concern for me. So I take him back to my place. One thing leads to another. I'll spare you guys the graphic details. His legs are in the air. I'm face deep. And I feel something. And it tasted salty. And I thought it was a dingleberry. So I was like, let me just get this out of the way. I was just did a gentle little bite down, thinking I could scooch it out of the way. Pops, explodes. I didn't know what it was at first. I didn't know if he sharted in my mouth at first, and I was like, the fuck? And it's just covers my face and my chin, and I come up and I look at my hand. I realize it's blood, and I didn't want to embarrass him. You know what I said? I said, oh my God, my nose is bleeding. And he believed me. I was like, I'm sorry. Why am I apologizing? I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I get Mind you, I've never had a nosebleed in my life. I was like, I'm so sorry, like, my nose is bleeding, like, you're covered in blood, I'm so sorry, like, let's go have a shower, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then he ghosted me for having a nosebleed when he squirted his hemorrhoid juice in my mouth. In my fucking mouth. And I get ghosted, and it was his birthday. That's why I was trying to treat him a little bit. Trying to be a generous human being. Now I have to crack his brother.
And that is why I will be investing in earplugs for
this segment
ever.
alone.
For the continuation of this podcast. I have already been traumatized earlier in the day by not knowing what the fuck, what is it, smegma?
No.
What the fuck that is. And now you want to play somebody's hemorrhoid exploded in somebody's mouth. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And since I had to hear it, so did the rest of you. If you want these and more nauseating news stories, make sure you follow us over on the socials at WRTR Radio. We're over there on Blue Sky. I am at MARCUS .SMOOT on TikTok and at Marcus Smoot on Blue Sky. Miss Lyric, where you at?
I'm about to not be on any social media platform. But for right now, you can find me on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Lyric Bravado. Gross.
Is it my week for real talk?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to turn this around.
I see what you did there. No. Stop it. Stop it right now.
You know what I've been thinking about a lot since we've started Pride Month? A lot of people, I bet you, are going to spend this June arguing about queer people. And I keep thinking, do y'all realize how much of the culture that you love comes directly from queer people? Like, genuinely, the music, the culture, the fashion, the slang, the dances, the art, the way half the internet talks. So much of it traces back to queer communities. And honestly, I don't think we talk about that enough. Because most Pride Month conversations end up being about survival. And don't get me wrong, because survival matters, that history matters. The violence matters, the rights matter. But I've been sitting with something else, right? What people actually built. Because when I look at queer history, especially Black queer history, what stands out for me isn't what people survived. It's what they created while surviving it. Take ballroom culture. A lot of people know what the words mean now. Vogue, reading, shade, serving face. But what gets lost is where all of that came from. Black and Latino queer communities built entire worlds for themselves when the rest of society was telling them that they didn't belong. They created language, fashion, dance, community, family, not because it was trendy, but because they needed somewhere to exist, you know? And decades later, people are using that same language in their everyday lives without knowing exactly where it came from. And then there's fashion, and honestly, the receipts are everywhere. Tom Ford, Gianni Versace, Alexander McQueen, Marc Jacobs. You know, some of the most influential designers of the last century were queer. Entire industries were shaped by people who were told that they shouldn't exist openly. Sit with that, okay? Because then there's the music, right? And this is where it gets me. Because you can draw a line through American music and keep running into queer artists over and over again. Sylvester, Tracy Chapman, Frank Ocean, Janelle Monáe, Lil Nas X. The list just keeps going and going. Different generations, different sounds, but the same thing happening. People creating beauty anyway. And honestly, that's the part I keep coming back to. Because this country has spent a very long time telling queer people who they couldn't be, who they couldn't love, where they were allowed to exist. And somehow, through all of that, queer people just kept making art, kept making music, kept making language, kept making community, kept making family. And if you're queer and watching this, I just want to say something real quick. You come from a tradition of builders, people who took rejection and built community, people who took exclusion and built culture, people who took being told no and created worlds, entire worlds. That's your inheritance, not just the struggle, not just the pain, not just the fight, you know? The creativity, the joy, the beauty, the culture. The fact that people kept creating extraordinary things in a world that wasn't always kind to them. That's part of the story too, right? And honestly, it's one of my favorite parts. Happy Pride.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk. On WRTR, Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
Oh, help, Jesus. Oh my God. Ew.
She did it so
I don't want to hear
casually.
nothing else nasty.
She did it so casually. It was like, oh, well, I just thought it was a dingleberry, so I just slid it to the side with my tongue. Like, girl, what? What do you mean? It was his birthday. I was trying to be a decent human being. Huh?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, so we're back for Real Talk. I don't ever promote the YouTube page that we have because we're an audio show and YouTube people go on to literally watch things. So it's very seldom that I promote it, but when I do get a little alert or something from somebody with a comment, I'll usually hone in sometimes. But some of y'all are just weird and I make sure that the comment goes away because it's completely irrelevant or otherwise. But I was getting flack with the whole Chris Brown thing with what I said about him having a degree. You remember when we talked about that last week?
Yes.
Yeah, so somebody was in their feelings. I deleted the comment, so I can't quote it. But, yeah, they were basically saying that Chris Brown is a lyricist. He's this, that, and the third, and he earned his degree.
No, the fuck he didn't, and I said what I fucking said. I earned my fucking shit.
Yes, you
and
did.
fuck whoever put that, because no, the fuck he didn't earn nothing. He didn't go to school. He didn't write a fucking thesis paper. He didn't turn in no homework assignments. He ain't do shit but stay black and fucking sing.
Yep. And I've seen online Discord people commenting and talking about how we didn't have a problem when it was Maya Angelou, but if it's Chris Brown, it's a problem. Literally, people said that.
I don't. Do I need to re-say what I said last week? I said I don't give a fuck who it is. If you didn't fucking earn it, you didn't fucking earn it.
This
Period.
is true. This is
Bill
true.
Cosby and fucking included. They gave him some honorary shit, and they end up snatching that motherfucker back. But still, I don't agree with it. I said what I fucking said. I don't care who it is. People who earned it, it means something different. It means more because they took the time. Life is already fucked up, especially in the climate that we're in now. So if you're going to school and you're working hard and you're still working and you're doing whatever you need to do to survive right now, and you earned that degree, yes, it means something different. Fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all want to normalize the wrong shit. Let's normalize applauding people who fucking deserve it.
People that worked for it. And just for, as long as we're keeping it in context, the people that gave Mr. Brown, not Dr. Brown, Mr. Brown, this doctorate, that came from Harvest Christian University, which is a private, faith-based institution based in Dallas, Texas. Private.
And I read they wasn't even accredited, so...
Hold on, get this. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to know who else they gave a degree to?
Y'all caping for the wrong shit.
Cheyenne. Gave her one. You know who else? Cole from Martin.
Let me tell you something.
You know who else? Sheree.
That's just like the thing that I did. Remember a couple years ago, I was like, oh, I'm a minister now.
So did I.
I can marry people and this, that, and the
so
third.
Can I. I can run a church.
Do I really think that I'm really a minister?
No.
No. Do I really go to people's churches and say, hey, let me preach and put out a collection plate for me because I'm a minister because I ordered a fucking certificate offline? No. Because I don't live in delusion. This is the real world. And the real world, you can't skip steps. You have to go to school. You have to go take certain classes. You have to go through certain things to become a real minister. You don't just get to type your name on a certificate and be like, hey, this is what I am. That's not how it works. And if that's the case, then I'm a billionaire, bitch.
And I'm
just missing the funds in the bank.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not hating on Chris Brown. My problem with Chris Brown and other people that we platform is that these tend to be very harmful people. You all sat there and fought tooth and nail comparing Chris Brown to Michael Jackson, when that could not, in my opinion, be furthest from the truth. Chris Brown, performer, yes. Do we have some bops? Yes. I did like some of Chris Brown's music when I was fucking with Chris Brown. Still do. I can't take that away from him. If I hear one of his songs, yeah, I might bop my head, but I'm not going to turn it on. I'm not going to give my money to him. That is what I'm saying. We keep platforming these harmful people. Y'all did the same shit with R. Kelly, trying to justify that whole marriage with Aaliyah. I get that your fave is your fave, but we've got to separate ourselves from this argument that you have to separate the art from the artist, because that's not how this shit works.
No, at all.
You pay them, they're entertainers.
You know why I hate that argument? Because listen to his fucking lyrics.
Yes.
He's telling on himself in there, and he got all y'all niggas singing that shit at the family reunions and the barbecue functions every fucking summertime. Two-step into some
I'ma leave it in
shit
all night. I'm like, and you compared this to the Michael Jackson? Reach up in the dresser where the condoms is. Baby, when I get you, I'll never let go. Gonna take it slow. I ain't gonna stop till 9 a.m. If you can't take it all, baby, say when. Make you come over and over again, and then I'm gonna leave it in. So you got the condom on, you done fucked her, you done nutted, and you just gonna leave your dick in with the condom. Okay, sure.
My mind's telling me no.
But my body's telling me yes.
My body's telling me yes. Meaning, you know that shit fucking wrong, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're not supposed to be fucking on these young girls, but your body is telling you do that shit.
Gross.
He was telling y'all what the fuck type of time he was on. Y'all was just ignoring that shit. That's crazy.
Well, since we're talking about abysmal song lyrics, which other ones can you think of back that when you think of them now, you just want to throw up? And I'm gonna tell you why this thought came into my mind. I was listening to music earlier this week because after I read that comment, I actually pulled up on YouTube some of Breezy's songs, and I was like, okay. But then it sent me down this rabbit hole because I listened to like 3 songs and I was like, I'm over Chris Brown, and I turned it off. But then I started listening to other R&B slow jams and shit from back in the day. They were weird as fuck. What you got?
Next. The group Next came out with the song, and everybody be singing and two-stepping to the shit, and don't be listening to the... I just had this conversation with my husband. It came on the radio. I said, listen to what you're singing. And so he had to stop and kind of listen. The very beginning of the song says, I wonder if she can tell I'm hard right now.
Is that what they say in the middle? I mean, in the beginning? Oh.
Baby, I'm excited. I'm so something. Yeah, all of that shit. He's talking about having an erection. And y'all playing that shit on the fucking radio. Got your kids bopping to it. You're making it hard for me. What you think that means? When I tell you I could have bought that nigga for a nickel, when I seen the expression on his face when he realized what the lyrics was, I was crying.
Oh no. Wow.
Inappropriate.
I mean, even but
y'all
see,
play that at all y'all weddings, receptions.
Hold on. So that one kind of fucked me up. Okay. You see how we had, like, that's a mind fuck now, but we weren't listening to it then, versus shit like Sexy Red, Pound Town. She made sure that we know her pussy is pink and her booty hole is in fact brown. No ambiguity whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, they just put it out in front of your face now.
They do.
But let me read you what the lyrics are. All the slow songs you requested. You're dancing like you're naked. Ooh, it's almost like we're sexing. Yeah, boo, I like it. No, I can't deny it. But I know you can tell
I'm excited. Oh, girl. Step like you did.
Then this is the girl's part. She sings. She sings. Step back. You're dancing kind of close. I feel a little poke coming through.
On you.
Bitch, stop fucking playing. Y'all had us singing inappropriate shit. When we wasn't even doing inappropriate shit.
You indoctrinated us into your sex orgies. Ugh. Gross. Your little song, sex orgies. Gross. This song is literally about, like, not consent. It's like, ooh, step back, because you're dancing kind of close. And now you, like, in my belly button, like, nigga, back up. And then you still going. Oh, you can tell I'm so excited. I won it. Ugh. This is all. Our whole childhood is ruined. This is awful. I hate it here.
Genuine Pony.
Oh,
let's talk about it.
We knew what Pony was. I knew that shit. Even my dumb ass picked up on that.
If you're horny, let's do it.
Right.
But y'all playing that all on the radio.
Yeah,
kids,
I mean,
car full of kids. Y'all singing that shit.
Your baby's singing it. In the back room talking about my pony, my Santa, running around the house with the little hobby horses.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. No, that shit's not cute.
It's not. It's weird.
Not cute.
It is so weird. So much of our, you know who else was weird? And this, again, I listened to his whole album. You remember that first Life album, Life Jennings?
Yes.
And then he was sitting there talking about all that bullshit that he went through. I'm a wanted man. I'm the stick-up kid. What else?
That's one of my favorite songs. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, but
I be robbing these niggas.
Yes, you be robbing these niggas. Then I heard that song, She Got Kids. I was like, this nigga's.
I know that whole album, nigga.
You done made her whole. You done made her entire existence about her. It's like he sat there and talked. He made her seem like the devil incarnate because she had kids. Meanwhile, you talk about how you dodging child support. What do you mean?
What's that other song on there? Where he's talking about, have you ever seen a nigga digging in the ashtray?
Oh, yes. It's sight to see. It's so hard, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, poor Life. Damn. I was like, this is so bad.
He ain't even got enough money for a cigarette. That nigga got to dig in the ashtray for roaches.
He said he was homeless and he told his story. I was like, damn, that is awful. But then you hear these songs and you hear these messages being amplified. And then you look around at how people are acting right now. And you're like, I can see how we got here. I can see it. I really can. And I mean, it just goes to show is what it is.
Shit. Remember back in the day, there were so many conspiracy theories about like artists and stuff. Remember that D'Angelo video? How does it feel?
Yeah,
and
where he was naked.
Was like, he's getting head.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I heard the outrage of him being naked. Listen, I was hoping. Like, then you saw little pubes and stuff.
And it looked like is he getting head?
Nah.
It looked like he getting head.
Nah, I saw pubes.
That was the talk of the town at school.
I'm sure it was.
That video came out.
A horny teenager.
Right.
I bet you was. Oh, freak.
I wasn't.
I'm sure you weren't. Mm-hmm.
I did watch the video.
I know you did. I know you did. Freak.
It was tea.
You freak.
I was like, okay.
I ain't even gonna tell you. Whew. Okay. Happy Pride, y'all. As we wrap up. Find us on the web at WRTRradio.transistor.fm. You know our personal socials, Miss Lyric. It's been a blast.
Yes, of course.
You got some words before we get out?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay. Mike is yours.
Watch your fucking mouth when y'all respond to whatever we say in these podcasts. Because guess what? You're free to have an opinion, but you're not free to disrespect. I said what I said. Y'all know where I'm at. So if you want smoke, come. But I don't think you want to do that. So relax on these disrespectful comments. Have your opinion, but keep it cute or put it on mute.
That was good job. Good job. We'll holler at y'all next week, maybe, on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured work from TikTok creators Ashley the Baroness, Don Lemon, Mr. Magic _the Truth, Celeb Stay a House, CNN, The Conscious Lee, Queen Aaron the First, Deontay.Kyle, Representative Jasmine Crockett, The Queer Agenda, and M. Webley, using our platform to always amplify your voices. Oh, and by the way, happy Pride Month.